Hi there, and welcome to 8.2 Continued. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there today. I got a sick little girl at home that I'm going to be taking care of today, so I'm going to do my best to continue 8.2 so that we don't have to get behind because of it. You need to watch this entire video and take very good notes. I'll be doing a note check when I return on Wednesday. So if you decide you don't want to do everything, then you're going to pay for it with your points for the video, okay? So make sure you're watching everything. I'm just going to kind of take pictures of the book as we go just to kind of help, and I can draw on top of it if I need to. So I talked to you guys about this before, and actually in Chapter 7, just reviewing the test from yesterday. But here it pops up again. We've got the area of a triangle with base being in height h is area equals 1/2 times base times height. So that's something that we're going to need to understand and remember in order to find the net of a triangular prism. Okay, so the first thing you need to write down is a triangular prism is a prism with triangular bases. Okay, get that jotted down. You can pause it while you get it written down, and then you can continue. And remember that a triangular prism, the base has to be a triangle. And that means that the base on the other side will also be a triangle, because a prism has to have two bases that are identical and that are parallel from each other. This means that we have parallelograms on both of our sides. As you unfold it, you'll notice that all you're really doing is starting up at this peak right here, and you're folding everything out. So it's a little easier to understand than a rectangular prism. So that means when it's flattened, your side, right here, will fold out and be flat. Same thing on the opposite side, where you have your bottom in the middle, and then your back and your front are the triangles that you have. So all I wanted you to do really for notes is to do your base and then do your flatten. You don't have to try and worry about drawing that out. But just like we did for the rectangular prism. So go ahead and make sure you have that written in your notes. So you're drawing what the triangular prism would look like, and you're drawing the flattened version of what it would look like. And I just remembered, so my switch 1, you already have that little bit of information. So, and I think you do have the next part drawn, but the other two switches do not. So I apologize if switch 1, you did not have to redo that, but it's good practice if you did. So I can't go back and edit. So just stay where you're at and keep continuing where you go, please. Example 2 is surface area of a triangular prism. So I'm going to draw out the shape the best I can using an iPad, so bear with me here, and then I want you to do the best that you can as well. Following along, I'm on page 363 in your book. So you start off with a right triangle, and remember when you're drawing a prism like this, you start off with drawing both of your actual shapes here. I'm going to do the best I can with colors, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. But both of your shapes, and you're drawing them parallel in a way, and then connecting them at your vertices. So there's only 3 vertices that you're actually connecting here. And then with your eraser, making sure that you dot your lines that won't be seen. On this one, it's a little bit different because there's only one line that won't actually be seen, and it's the one in the very back. So think of it like a skateboard ramp. I think that's what I explained in a different switch, but kind of like a skateboard ramp in a way. You can't see through to the bottom corner of it, but that's where your dashed marks would be. So our goal here is to find the surface area of this triangular prism, and then use a net to find the area of each face. So we're going to start off with drawing out this net. Now remember, I said take it from the section where you can split it, and it would all kind of just fall apart. So I'm going to go from right here. if I do that, what's going to happen is I'm going to get my side that I just circled, which would be this side right here, is going to flap down. So it just kind of flaps down. I got my bottom, which is my big portion, which is the bottom of my skateboard ramp, if you will. My side is actually this whole top flap right here. So that top part looks like that. And then my front right here. And then my back would be my triangular edges, which would just look like this. Very similar. These are my right triangles. So this is kind of what we're going to have, and I'm going to write this down. This is side, it's kind of like side 1, because this is side 2 in a way. This is the bottom. There's no top in this one really. That's what we kind of distinguish as one of our sides. This would be the back. Whoops. That got messed up. And then this would be the front. Now on the original one that they gave us, and I don't know how good I can erase that. On the original one that they drew in the book, they gave us the dimensions on there. The dimensions were 12 centimeters. That would represent this line. They gave us this line right here, which was 8 centimeters. And then they gave us, let me change my colors here. This line right here, oops, and they told us it was 5 centimeters. And then they gave us another one, gave us this line right here, and they told us it was 13 centimeters. So we have 4 different lines which we need, because as I told you at the beginning, the area of a triangle is 1/2 times base times height. So we need to kind of piece all this together. So again, if my bottom happens to be, let me get a black color here. If my bottom happens to be this outline right here, and that's what I'm talking about right here, it's a 12, this is 12 by 8. So I'm going to start with my bottom. You can really do this however you want, whichever one you want to do first. So my bottom, I just said, was a 12 by 8. Now in this situation, because we're talking about triangular prisms, we might not have a bottom and a top where they're the same, so we've got to be careful. So my bottom is taken care of. Let's do this side right here. So that side, we're going to call it side 1. And that was this measurement right here. And it's still a rectangle. We're not dealing with any different type of area. So we can say that this is 13 by 5. So it's a 13 by 5, or 13 times 5. Then we have my other side, so that one's taken care of. So then we have the small side. I'm doing all the sides first because they're squares. So side 2, if you will. That's my small back side here. So I've got 8 by 5, because I'm talking about this region right here. This whole thing right here. So this is 5, this is 8. So it's an 8 by 5. That one's done. This is what's kind of nice of drawing your neck, because you can mark off all the ones that you have. Then I have a back, and I have the front. I should have all my pieces to find my surface area. So my back, and these are going to be the exact same. So I've got this triangle right here that I'm representing. Remember, your area for a triangle is 1/2 times base times height. So I'm going to start off with 1/2. I can do it on both of them because it's going to be the same. So 1/2, what is my base? My base is 12. So times 12, and what is my height? What was this little measurement right here? The only place they gave it to me was over here, and they told me this was 5 centimeters. If that's 5 centimeters, this has to be 5 centimeters. So that's my height times 5. And do the exact same thing down here. You could have written it like this too. It doesn't really matter. Okay, and then you start solving each of these. So let's start with our bottom. 12 times 8 ends up giving you 96. 13 times 5. Oh, I just caught a mistake I made. I'm looking at this, I'm like 13 times 5. I did this times this. Well, I can't have you raise your hand and tell me what could be wrong, but what I should have done is this was 8, this is 8, and that's what I should have multiplied it by. That's totally my fault. This should have been 8. Many apologies. So 13 times 8. 13 times 8 ends up equaling 104. Okay. And then 8 times 5 we should all know is 40. And then we have these two to figure out. So a couple different ways you could do this. We have 1/2 times 12 times 5. Order of operations. 1/2 times 12. You should all know that 1/2 times 12 is 6. 6 times 5 is 30. So I'm getting a total of 30 for both of those because they're the same exact size. So now my last step is to add them all up. I've got 96 plus 104 plus 40 plus 30 plus 30. And I'm going to do this really quickly, but you would sit and add everything out. You should come up with a total of 300 feet squared or square feet. Either or. Like I said, I'm going to try and prefer that you guys start writing it that way, but we can kind of deal with that as we go. So, oh, just kidding, these are centimeters. Man, I'm really messing up today, aren't I? I'm going to erase that because I still can. I didn't put feet anywhere else, did I? Nope. So this should be centimeters. Centimeters. There we go. To finish up this video, I'd like you to do the on your own. And it's on the page, on the bottom of, so on your own, it's page 363. I'd like you to do numbers 1 through 6. Okay? So take your time, do these on your own, see if you can figure out, the first 3 are rectangular prisms, the second 3 are triangular prisms. I'm going to show you the answers as you go. I'm not going to work them out, but I'll at least give you the answers so you can, and then I'll have some kind of busy work for you to do today to get some practice with this, because on Wednesday you'll have your 8.1, 8.2 partner quiz, or group quiz I should say. So do these up, pause it while you do them in your notebook, and then I will have you, and then when you push play again, the answers will be there. Okay, there's the answers for you for 1 through 6. Number 6 looked like it was a little bit harder to do. I'm going to scroll down to see here. Anyway, so that was a little bit more difficult, and just make sure you do your best. You guys, this really shouldn't be all that hard to do, but you know, it's just time consuming. So I want you to set those up properly. You do not need to do the nets anymore unless it really helps you, but you do need to set it up showing me what the front, the back, and all that equal. Go ahead and get your directions from the sub for the next thing to do, and then be prepared for that in class quiz tomorrow.